Welcome to Heart Attack Awareness. Today, we're exposing a common kitchen ingredient that could be silently damaging your heart and introducing the salt that could save it. High blood pressure is one of the biggest risk factors for heart attacks, and salt plays a direct role. But not all salt is created equal. Over the next hour, you'll discover the salt that can actually help your heart, how to cut out the bad stuff without giving up flavor, and how to make your food work for your life, not against it. Most people consume nearly double the recommended sodium intake each day, and they don't even realize it. The problem isn't just the salt shaker. Sodium hides in almost every processed food. Canned soups, sauces, chips, frozen meals, deli meats, even seemingly harmless items like bread. These hidden sources cause your body to retain water, increasing the volume of blood your heart has to pump, and ultimately raising your blood pressure. The scary part? You might not even taste the excess salt. Sodium's effect on the heart is far from subtle. It causes your body to hold on to fluid, putting more pressure on your blood vessels. Over time, this consistent pressure thickens vessel walls and stiffens arteries. Think of your blood vessels like balloons. If you keep overinflating them day after day, eventually they weaken or burst. That's how strokes, heart failure, and kidney damage can start, all from something as small as a pinch of salt. But here's the twist. Not all salt is bad. In fact, there's a type of salt that might actually help your heart. It's called potassium salt, also known as salt substitute. Unlike traditional table salt, which is made of sodium chloride, potassium salt uses potassium chloride, and that makes a big difference. Potassium helps your body relax blood vessels and excrete excess sodium through urine. Multiple studies have shown that replacing regular salt with potassium salt leads to significant drops in blood pressure, all without losing flavor. Brands like Low Salt, New Salt, and Morton Salt Substitute are widely available, yet most people have never heard of them. To give this claim more weight, let's look at one of the most respected studies, the 2021 Salt Substitute and Stroke Study, SSaSS, a randomized trial involving over 20,000 participants in rural China. The results showed that using a salt substitute reduced the risk of stroke by 14% and major cardiovascular events by 13%. These are real, measurable differences just from switching salts. And it's not the only study. Other trials, including those from the American Heart Association, reinforce that potassium intake is inversely related to blood pressure and cardiovascular risk. These are real, measurable differences just from switching salts. And it's not the only study. Other trials, including those from the American Heart Association, reinforce that potassium intake is inversely related to blood pressure and cardiovascular risk. You don't have to rely on salt alone to make your food taste good. Nature gives us powerful flavor tools that also happen to support heart health. Even spices like cumin, turmeric, and smoked paprika can transform a bland dish into something crave-worthy without harming your arteries. Garlic, onion, vinegar, lemon juice, and herbs like rosemary and basil can add depth and brightness to meals. Foods like celery and seaweed offer natural saltiness along with important nutrients. Flavor doesn't have to come from sodium. Your spice rack might be your new medicine cabinet. Let's look at a quick example. Take a bowl of roasted vegetables. Without salt, it might seem boring, but add olive oil, lemon zest, garlic, and a dash of smoked paprika, and suddenly it's delicious, vibrant, and heart-friendly. In a side-by-side taste test, most people can't tell the difference when salt is replaced with acid and herbs. Let's dig deeper into natural salt alternatives. Fermented foods like miso and tempeh bring umami flavor while contributing beneficial probiotics, which also play a role in cardiovascular health. Tamarind, nutritional yeast, and even mustard can be used in cooking to offer flavor without overloading your sodium intake. Cooking classes focused on low-sodium eating are becoming more popular as people realize the benefits and the taste potential of going beyond salt. Unfortunately, even if you avoid adding salt at home, you're still at risk if you're eating packaged food or dining out frequently. Many food labels disguise high sodium levels by using tiny serving sizes. A single packet of instant noodles or canned soup can have over 1,000 milligrams of sodium, nearly half your daily limit in one bowl. Restaurants often overload dishes with salt to boost flavor and keep you coming back. If you're not careful, a single meal out can exceed your entire day's allowance. That's why reading labels, cooking at home, and asking for sauces on the side can be life-saving habits. Let's pause for a quick quiz. What's the recommended daily sodium limit for adults? According to the World Health Organization, answer 2,000 milligrams, about 1 teaspoon. And yet, most of us get over 3,400 milligrams daily. Now imagine reducing that by even 25%. That's hundreds of milligrams less strain on your heart every single day. To understand how this affects your body, picture the kidneys, your body's filtration system. When sodium levels are high, kidneys must work harder to flush it out, drawing more water into your bloodstream. This increases blood volume and pressure. Over time, this wears down blood vessels and strains the heart muscle. Potassium does the opposite. It supports the kidneys in their natural process, helping to clear sodium and balance fluid retention. Let's dive into some practical tools. One great method is creating your own salt-free seasoning blend. Mix garlic powder, onion powder, dried thyme, oregano, black pepper, and lemon zest. Use it on roasted vegetables, grilled chicken, or soups. You can also keep a small bottle of apple cider vinegar on hand to splash onto steamed greens or grains to brighten flavors without salt. These small shifts have a big impact. The good news? You don't have to give up salt overnight. There's a step-by-step way to reduce your sodium intake and retrain your taste buds. Blood pressure improvements can begin in just 2 weeks. Start by switching to potassium salt. Gradually cut down processed foods. Cook more meals at home using natural flavor boosters. As your body adjusts, your craving for salty foods will decline. You may even start to enjoy the natural flavors of vegetables, grains, and lean proteins. Keep a journal of your meals, blood pressure readings, and even your energy or mood, and track how much better you feel. Let's wrap with a real-world story. Meet Clara, 62. She had high blood pressure for years and was told to lower her sodium. First, she struggled. Everything tasted bland. But she began experimenting, first with herbs, then with lemon, and finally switched to a potassium salt blend. In 6 months, her BP dropped by 20 points, and her doctor took her off one of her medications. Clara didn't give up flavor. She gave up hidden danger. Another case. A small community wellness program in Austin, Texas introduced potassium salt and low-sodium cooking classes to seniors over age 65. Within 3 months, 70% of participants had lowered their blood pressure readings, and many reported more confidence in reading food labels and preparing their own meals. Community-based education, paired with practical kitchen skills, proved to be a sustainable solution. To recap, sodium raises blood pressure. Potassium helps lower it. Hidden salt is everywhere, but you now know how to spot it and what to use instead. Potassium salt is a simple, affordable, and effective switch that can help protect your heart. Flavorful, heart-healthy eating isn't a diet. It's a skill, and skills can be learned. Potassium salt is a simple, affordable, and effective switch that can help protect your heart. Flavorful, heart-healthy eating isn't a diet. It's a skill, and skills can be learned. This has been Heart Attack Awareness. Thank you for watching. Try potassium salt this week. Your heart will thank you. And don't forget to check out the full series, Foods That Beat Heart Attack.